Hey all, Pete Marine here with another In the Crosshairs video. And today I'm going to go over the Saturday preview that just occurred and then the Sunday pre-orders. And then also an article that came out a few days before the Saturday preview about the new Bladeguard Veterans multi-part kit coming out. Just want to go over that real quick. So let's dive in. I'm just going to mostly just touch on the 40K stuff, the Warhammer stuff. I'll maybe kind of just quickly look at some of the other releases, but like again, I'm just more focused solely on the 40K stuff. So let's dive into the preview video, or not video, but the preview article first. So they did a live stream of this on Saturday, and then they put the article up. So we have the preview online, the Dead and Divine. So what's covered: Warhammer, Kill Team, Adepti. I got like some kind of a live stream thing happening. So Warhammer, Kill Team, Adeptus Titanicus, Age of Sigmar, Underworlds, and no wait, the last one surprise. Now this one last surprise, a lot of people were speculating that it was going to be Battlefleet Gothic, but we'll get into that when we get down to it. So right off the bat, right into what I'm really interested in, 40K and Kill Team stuff. Like I've really kind of gotten out of Kill Team, unfortunately, just because of the amount of books and cards and all this stuff to kind of upkeep. I like the idea of Kill Team being smaller, but then it just started blowing up. It was like playing X-Wing or Legion or stuff like that, which I liked those games when I played them, but I fall out of love pretty quickly because next thing you know, I've got a million upgrade cards and a million other things I just got to keep up, and tokens, and just it's nice when I can just bring an army, a book. I mean, you can have the data cards if you want, and some dice, and I can pretty much handle my business that way without having a whole bunch of extra stuff. But anyway, I still do like Kill Team for the most part for its own thing, and I've been playing my own Elysian style guard Kill Team. At least I did this last Nova, which I haven't played any kind of 40K in over a year now. Thank you, pandemic. But it is what it is. It's fine. Eventually I'll get to play again. So going right into the 40K stuff, we have, like I'm sure many of you have seen, the Adeptus Sororitas. I always have a hard time pronouncing all this stuff. Sisters of Battle. You know, keep it simple. They are getting this new, what is it called? Palatine. Unveiled a new Palatine model. So it's a, oh wait, or I guess we've all, oh never mind, already released the Palatine. It's the Paragon Warsuit. So basically, the way I look at it, a lot of people say it's like the Grey Knights. What is that called? I can't even think of his name now. The Knight, their Grey Knight suit thing, which is true, but I mean, I initially thought of it as the Centurion. I just think it's not quite as big as the Grey Knights model, but I think it is a little bit bigger than the Centurion. It's just not as beefy, but it's definitely a bit taller. So yeah, I mean, not much really to say. It looks cool. I mean, it's interesting. Like legs kind of go down inside the legs, and then these arms are kind of out, controlling. So very similar to the Grey Knights suit. And I mean, that's kind of about it. So it's kind of cool for the Sisters of Battle getting more. I'm definitely torn because I had gotten the Sister of Battle box set that had come out. I had actually gotten 2 of them. Built up one squad and painted them as the Order of the Golden Chalice. Had at least that for like a Kill Team size, and had plans to do the rest, but then again just have to focus on my main army, my Space Marine Homebrew chapter. Ended up selling everything off, so it's kind of one of those things where I wish I could have the time and money to collect every army and paint every army, but I don't, so really had to make some tough decisions and sell off all those models I have. And of course, when you sell them secondhand, you sell them usually at a loss, so it is what it is. But yeah, very cool model. Going down already, we got Kill Team, a new box set, the Pariah Nexus. So interesting things here, it's coming with, and they break it down here in a minute, but a Space Marine Captain, a squad of the new heavy intercessors, and then you have the Cryomancer and some flayed ones. Now, a lot of people are saying, like, well, if you're the Necron player, you might as well just not even play. You just turn in your dice. But I'm interested because it's a smaller game, smaller board, and the Cryomancer, I'm sure, has some manipulation of time, which can probably boost up those flayed ones and get them in close combat pretty quickly. And Overwatch isn't free anymore. And granted, you still had to hit on sixes. So it'd be very interesting to see how these guys do, because the other thing is, like, the heavy intercessors do not have any other close combat except for maybe the sergeant gets another weapon, but other than that, they're just hitting with fists. So I would be kind of surprised if the Space Marines can't go first and get some good shots off. I don't think they're going to be as powerful as a lot of people are thinking they're going to be. So here's a look at the Space Marine Captain that comes with it, with the heavy bolt rifle. And this is the heavy intercessor sergeant. And then here we have a heavy intercessor and another one. So this is probably like a heavy bolter intercessor. I think I'd have to, my book's in the other room now that I'm thinking about it, but I think it's for every 5 models you can exchange one for heavy. So I guess in a full 10-man squad you could have 2 heavy bolters in there. It's the same when it comes to the Eradicators, I believe, but they're only 3-man squads, so I think for every 3 you can have 1 multi-melta or something like that. But yeah, so very cool. Altogether, they're great looking models. You know, we got some now Gravis troop choices. So very interesting altogether. It'll be interesting how much they cost in a regular game. And as of right now, this is the only thing that's shown, the heavy intercessors. They had other stuff in the Sunday pre-order preview of what's coming up, but the heavy intercessors were not included in that pre-order. And as of right now, the only thing we've seen them come in is in this Pariah Nexus box. So the big question to me right now is this going to be the only way we can get the heavy intercessors for the time being until they're later released as a standalone multi-purpose or multi-part box? I kind of am thinking that that's probably going to be true, because then that way they can push out more of these box sets. Because I don't think a lot of people, one, that are already invested in Kill Team, already have their Kill Team set up. There's not really anything crazy new. I mean, there's new Flayed One models and a new character. Same thing here with the Space Marines. And by not releasing them separately yet, I think that's going to push sales up of people buying those boxes and trying to split it. From what I've seen, it's going to be pretty hard right now for Space Marine players to split the box with Necrons, because it sounds like a lot of people that are Necron players are not too interested in that other half. So we'll see how that plays out. So here we have that new Cryomancer. It can harness temporal energies to weaponize time itself, and 5 twisted ghoulish flayed ones. So like I said, like, I expect there to be, and I haven't seen any rule, I may have missed it because I've been kind of out of the loop a little bit, but there may be some rules on how exactly its time manipulation can affect some things. And then some flayed ones, which have always been, you know, combat-centric unit, so I expect them to be no different, and to probably be able to get up into combat pretty quickly with the new Cryomancer. So, and then again, we have, like I said, what's in the box. So you're going to get Space Marine Captain, Cryomancer, 5 heavy intercessors, 5 flayed ones, a little bit of Necron terrain. As you can see on the board here, it's like some kind of doors, and those are maybe generators, some objective cards, whatever, but then like some walls or something, but nothing too crazy here. Yeah. And that's pretty much it of what I'm super interested in. We have some Adeptus Titanicus coming out, so we got some new Warlord models coming out for play. So, you know, if that's your thing, or I guess the War Master Titan. Is that it? Okay, yeah, I guess it's a War Master. My bad. So a lot of times, the kind of the big running joke is this. A lot of the times is the only way people are going to be able to afford a Warlord Titan is if they play Titanicus, because the actual one from Forge World is massively huge and expensive. There's not a War Master Titan as far as I know. I think that's new, or not necessarily new, but only available in this game right now. I'm pretty sure Forge World doesn't have one. That would be crazy huge. Alright, and then we're getting into the Age of Sigmar, which usually I only kind of follow to see if there's any cool bits. There's like these kind of kangaroo dudes, which I guess they're part of the new high elf stuff, because like, you know, it's kind of like a theme where you have like these, you have like the bull mountain ones, and now you have like these kind of like kangaroo-esque ones. But this character in particular, it reminds me of the movie that came out back in '97. I'm not sure if many people remember it, but it was called Warriors of Virtue, and it was essentially kind of like kangaroo Ninja Turtles, really, that each one, though, followed a different element, like fire, earth, air, water. They all had kind of like an element that they could control. So that was exactly what this reminded me of. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool model and everything. I mean, there's like this cool, I don't know, effect here on the end of the arrow that maybe could be used in some kind of conversion, like sorcerer shooting an arrow or something like that. Sounds kind of cool. So I guess it's the techless elves or high elves or something like that. I guess I've been following Age of Sigmar. I used to play when it first came out. I got some Sylvaneth when they came out, but I haven't gotten really back into it. Shortly built and painted up a warband of Sylvaneth, and then sold them off because I did it during the early days of the pandemic and just never got to play, and just, again, consolidating everything down and stuff, just had to decide. And so this is a really cool model. I like that snake model. That's cool. Basilisk. Very cool looking. Then we have a new Warhammer Underworlds warband. Looks like some of the vampire dudes. So cool stuff in there. And then Warhammer Quest Cursed City. Now this was like, I guess, the big reveal that everybody was kind of hoping it was going to be Battlefleet Gothic. But it's another Warhammer Quest in Cursed City. Which, again, looks really cool. Like, this guy looks like something from, what's that, Silent Hill, I think, movie? And then, or game, both, whatever. And then you have this cool looking, like, vampire hunter, inquisitor looking dude, which I've already seen a lot of people say on the Warhammer 40,000 side, that this is going to be an inquisitor kit bash for sure. So, alright, well, that is it for the online preview. Like I said, quick thoughts on everything, like not a whole lot of crazy stuff. The Sister Battle model is really cool, and then of course, can't wait to get some hands on these guys. Not sure how they're exactly going to be releasing them though, if it's just going to be in this box set or not, so we'll see. But jumping real quick into the Sunday preview. So this coming up this coming Saturday, we have some pre-orders going up. So we got the new Codex Dark Angels coming out, Dark Angels data cards, and I'll probably dive into that in a different video on the rules and stuff that they've shared on the Dark Angels. But I will say it does seem weird that they kind of like haven't been focusing on their plasma, at least in the things I've seen. It's more bolter and close combat related, which is interesting. I guess not too off for the Raven Wing, but for Dark Angels as a whole, they're usually pretty plasma heavy. Then we have their new Combat Patrol box. So again, we have a Redemptor that you can put the plasma on, and then you have these Inceptors. Now, they're obviously, they have the assault bolt pistols, but you can see with this having the handle on here, this is the multi-part kit, so you can easily make these into the plasma ones, which I think thematically would make sense. And then a squad, so you have a troop choice of the intercessors, and then a chaplain for your HQ. But we are getting the storm speeders are coming out, so I got the different variants. Let's see if I can make this big here. So you got, this one is basically your crowd control, lots of DACA, frag grenades. Then you have, this would be, I guess, kind of your close range anti-armor, or maybe it's far range. I can't remember what the range on that melta is, but this is definitely like your heavy punch anti-armor. But the accessory stuff doesn't have like a whole ton of punch. And then you have kind of, again, some more anti-armor. But I'd have to look at the stats again to see the biggest difference. But I know you get these missiles, and you have the last talent, which is 24-inch range. I know these missiles have a pretty good long range, and then you have these up here as well. So I know as of right now, I definitely want to get 3. I'm not going to make all 3 variants. I'm just kind of torn. Again, I'll have to look at the stats again. I'm either going to make 2 of the Melta version or 2 of the last talent. I definitely like Melta, though. Being an old Salamanders player, I definitely lean a lot toward Melta if I can. And then I'll probably make one of these just to have a nice crowd control one when I have to face hordes of stuff. So I do like that option. And I'm not a big magnetizer lately because I usually find that once I find a build, I generally stick to that build and will bring multiples of that same build. Or like I said, I generally always have one kitted out for crowd control just because when I play orcs or nids or something, I want something to cut it down. The multi-part Bladeguard Veterans are coming out. And I'll dive more into this in the next article here that I'm going to go over quickly. But we're finally getting those multi-part kits, so I'm pretty excited about that. I got 2 Indominus box sets, so I have a decent amount of Bladeguard, but I only built up 1 of them and kind of been using the others as parts and stuff for kit bashes and stuff. And then the Eradicators, again, I wish I had my codex with me, but I'm pretty sure these are min of 3, max of 6, and for every 3, I believe you can bring a multi-melta. And maybe that, or it might be every 4, so you might only be able to bring 1 multi-melta per 6-man squad, or 1 per 3. I don't remember exactly, but we're finally getting those, so that'll be kind of cool to have. Again, I've only built up 1 squad of the ones that came in the Dominus box. Haven't done anything with the second set yet, but we'll definitely want to get these so I can make the, I believe there's like the assault version, then there's the ones that come in the Indominus box, which is like kind of the mid-range, and then you have these ones which are going to be the heavy ones, which I just think they look awesome, so definitely want to get some of these and make them. So very excited about all that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out this weekend, so that's, if you haven't been saving or taking advantage of there not being any Space Marine stuff for a while, if you're a Space Marine player, hopefully that's giving you enough time to save up, which has been kind of nice. But it can still be hard, all things considered in the current climate of the world that we're in. This is definitely a luxury item, way more than it ever has been before, this hobby in general. Then some Necron stuff. You got the Psychomancer. They're expert manipulators on the battlefield, and so you got like this cool like digital skull thing coming out. Not really sure what his role is, but all the new Necron stuff just looks so cool. I really like it. It's kind of much more heavily kind of leaned into that Egyptian feel that they've had. And again, Underworlds, they talk about, another war. This is a different warband, not the vampire one we saw last, but like, what are these, like some chaos dudes? They're the Ravengers. And then some new Black Library novels. We got another novel in the kind of Indominus Crusade series, the Dawn of Fire series is coming out, or that's been out. This is book 2. I really like the cool like leather-bound stuff, but it's kind of hard to get a hold of special edition stuff anymore, or limited edition. Then we have this other, or this is the non-leather-bound one. So I haven't read those yet. I'm just more sticking to the Dark Imperium books as those come out. Then we have another Siege of Terra book coming out, book 4. Deacon of Wounds, Blood Bowl, got some new characters, and Gretchen Watcher. Okay, so like I said, kind of just more focusing more on the 40k stuff. So a lot of Dark Angels. We got the Combat Patrol, Data Cards, Codex, Bladeguard Veterans, and the Storm Speeder, as well as the Eradicators. So I want to take this time real quick too, then to jump over to the Bladeguard Veterans article just to get a better look at some of these models. I think they all look great. I can't wait to get these and to kit bash a little bit to bring them into my army. If you watched, what was my last status report video, I kind of shared what I've been doing. Basically, I mean, they're my blade guard. I'm calling them the Bladewing Veterans, just to fit into my army as they are. And then like those honor guard that came with Gilliman, they're basically just going to be blade guard as well. And let me bring this up. So these are them, and I've actually switched out their swords for Age of Sigmar ones, which I think just really aesthetically look pretty awesome and unique. And done the same with the ones that came in the Indominus set. I just really love those swords. I think they look really awesome. And I've kind of created a new kind of character model. This is kind of be like he's like the head of the Bladewing, the Bladewing champion, and that's him so far. I've just got all the layer colors down. Still need to shade and then highlight and then do the power energy effect on the actual sword itself. But yeah, like I'm pretty stoked about this. And then that sword it's one, I can't remember what exact model it's from, but it's from it's a Forge World model. It was an Alpha Legion one, I believe. But yeah, just super stoked about getting this completed. So look for pictures of that coming online soon. Like I said, I just have to do shading and some highlights, and then transfers on there. But sounds quick and easy, but that's actually a very long process. Doing all the recess shading and stuff very carefully on this white armor does not go quickly. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing here. So I'm very excited to get these with some new poses and stuff, and to switch out their swords for those really cool Age of Sigmar ones. And yeah, so you get some sprues, sword and board. Like I can already, like this model right here, I love the pose, and with that other sword, it's just gonna look so good. Yep, here, the one that I'm really, I really like this one here too, because it has the shield on his back, and he's got like his pistol and sword out, which I think is a pretty awesome look. This one right here, I love that one, and I'm trying to think of if I'm going to be able to convert that. I'm going to try my best to convert that with the new sword. I at least know I can do this part pretty easily. It's more this tip part that's going to be a little more interesting in trying to convert, to make it look like he's still wiping the blade off of the other kind. And then you just kind of have to ignore the fact that these sheaths for the swords are going to look a little bit different than what would probably fit the Age of Sigmar ones, but I mean, it is what it is. I still think it looks cool. So, alright, well, I think that'll be it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What are you most excited to see? And what are you most excited to get? Like I said, I'm pretty much excited about anything. I won't be able to get the quantities of everything I want right off the bat, but I'm definitely going to try to get at least one box of each of the new things pre-ordered and on their way here, so then I can start working on stuff. Because as I mentioned before, in my past videos, I do have a work trip coming up. My job kind of has me move and work around a lot, so I'm going to try to do kind of bring some of my models and paint, and kind of like paint on the go. I'll have my laptop, and I'm having some technical issues getting some of the programs set up there so I can continue to make videos. So we'll see what that looks like. I expect there to be some dip in quality at the very least, in resolution and stuff. But we'll see. Hopefully I can get that all up and running, but I don't know why right now I'm having some issues running like an Adobe editor on there. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Again, let me know what your opinions are, what you looking forward to, what kind of conversions or projects you have planned for these models. And yeah, check out my Facebook page in the link below. Check out Instagram. Check out the rest of the YouTube channel. I'd greatly appreciate if you like, subscribe to the channel, and all that. Until next time.